With this executive order, the war on women's sports is over. Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
And the UK government followed soon after with their own version of fighting back against the trans movement.
The unanimous decision of this court is that the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex.
We are talking about a global, or at least a cosmopolitan, radical movement, brainwashing mentally ailing youth about a supposed gender identity crisis. And the only way to get out of said crisis would be transforming or transitioning into the gender that you are not. And that wouldn't be without consequences. Charlie Kirk's death being just one of them. Given the current circumstances, it would make better sense for the far right, or as Konstantin Kisin calls them, the woke right, to blame the easier target, that is the Jews, for everything that has gone wrong. We will get to that in a bit. But whenever I think about the violent, homicidal, mass murdering, trans-identified people or their allies, I always think about Unabomber or Ted Kaczynski, a highly intelligent, somewhat lonely kid in the grip of a brainwashing Harvard faculty that break him mentally, so much so that he retreated into the Alps mountains, only to emerge to kill professors, academicians, and other people belonging to the highly intelligent and skilled labor force. Because of his MO and his recluse nature, it actually took more than 2 decades to catch Ted Kaczynski. Until then, it was a complete mystery who this person was behind all of this frequent or disastrous bombings. But nobody came up with a conspiracy theory involving the Jewish overlords when that was happening, or at least when he was finally caught. All of the conspiracy theories that once could have been vanished. Rather, you see a picture of a highly volatile, highly intelligent person, so recluse and disturbed, foiling a terrorist campaign against everything technological and modern. Very similar to the vegan environmental movement that we see today, the climate activists, if you will, with a manifesto to end all modern technological advances and go back to a society where we live in harmony with nature while mobbing people to achieve that goal. It's so unbelievable for so many people that a mentally unsupportive society with institutions and certificate courses just created just for brainwashing young minds that could create an army of homicidal people so empowered that they could now take out one of the most eminent thought leaders of our times. This is a cult I am talking about here of deeply traumatized, misled, and misinformed individuals who were already suffering from a wide range of mental health crises, which could involve gender identity disorder, autism, PTSD, depression and anxiety, psychopathy, or even mania. And then they are offered the solution, one above all, a fix-it-all solution. That if you mutilate yourself or castrate yourself using drugs or surgery, that would take away all the problems that you have been suffering. You will reach a new level of human and a euphoria soon follows. But once the euphoria and attention is done for, imagine the depth of the crash one would fall into when all their problems are the same or felt on a greater degree, but with the added burden of an alien body, health complications that are really, really bad, and severe mood swings created by the hormone therapy. Would it then be illogical or irrational from their perspective to then take it all out on the society that caused all this in the first place or misled them into this problem. And that has not happened to just one person, but a generation of young disturbed minds that did not get help in any other way. Isn't that enough explanation for the murder of somebody like Charlie Kirk, who was actively talking and trying to help the very people? Well, that is what at least the evidence suggests to us for now. Not that a trans person did it, but somebody with a grudge against an anti-trans ideology. I think this video is a must-watch for anybody who is interested in the actual statistics of the trans-related violence in US alone and how dangerous the problem really is. So then why would someone like Candace Owens turn against everyone but the woke trans army of trans activists? Because one, if she had done the predictable, she wouldn't be the #1 show in the world right now. It's more about emotionality than truth and facts, isn't it? And two, she wouldn't get the same satisfaction. Because let's face it, all the right-wingers in US and all across the world are under threat because of the idea.
Let's turn off the cameras.
Excuse me. Forward. All the existing new media people, not just in America but across the world, are under constant threat, death threats and other violent threats. The number of people in the left who still thinks that the death of Charlie Kirk was warranted for his speech, and this should be an expected outcome if anybody else in the future also dares to speak against their ideology, is insane. So the harm of the woke left brainwashed youth is far from over. So why go and disturb the already chaotic situation? So in that way, it would make better sense for somebody like Candace to blame the easier target and the historical target, the one with the least resistance, Israel and the Jews, and also the actual victims, the real closest victims of Charlie Kirk's passing. Instead of using her investigative statistics to actually go behind the root of the trans problem that incite such kind of violent reactions from the woke left, or for someone like Tucker Carlson to use his huge fan base to speak louder against an insane ideology that is unhinged and so aggressive. This is what they resort to. It's more convenient and it is more satisfying because you see the results right away. You don't have to go through months and years of pain and suffering and threats and fear and emotional instability because you have to face the truth. The years you spend in your school and college, that is the formative years of your life, is really important because that's when you really realize the purpose of your life, how you want to contribute back to the society and how you want to be perceived as a human being by the world and the society at large, and also the time where you seek out your life partner or the one that you want to love. So if you are made to face such egregious things during this time just because you are a divergent human being or you have different needs, or if you are actually going through some kind of a mental health disorder, that is, instead of providing the right solution or therapy, taking you to transitioning clinics and doing what they do, that is going to have huge implications on your life and also the people who are around you. There is no doubt about that. If young minds are driven into that kind of situations, then they are going to take it out on the world because of the deep-seated hatred, self-hatred and hatred towards the society that brought all this on them. So banning things just wouldn't be enough. There should also be support systems helping these individuals navigate through the unique problems that they are facing in their lives. Otherwise, the youth who are isolated and alone and disgruntled will be taken advantage of by people who want to take advantage of them. I think it's time for the West to acknowledge that it's plausible the woke trans community has turned violent and criminal, or at least deviant, because of the nature of the ideology and the spaces that they have created in the universities where criticism is not allowed. And the fallout is the terror they are unleashing on school and college campuses across the West. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please share this with someone and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. So until we meet next time, bye bye, have an awesome time.